Nothing frightens mediocrity more than a powerful black woman not afraid to use her voice authentically. Hey everyone, I am P.M. Kester with How to Take a Break, the podcast, and I am back for a couple of videos that I am going to do focusing in on career once again, because the more and more I edge through this year, I recognize that is my biggest break that I'm taking this year. Like, this has been the focus. Everything, with all of my attentions and everything, is lining up in regards to career. So I am touching on a lot of that content, and it seems to be what everyone is asking for. So hopefully you like today's video where we talk about taking a break to deal with bad coworkers. What is a bad coworker? What makes a bad coworker? A bad coworker could be someone that you feel like you're having to cover for all the time. Like, they're not putting in their share of the work. You're having to pick up their slack. A bad coworker could also be someone with a nasty attitude that's always kind of targeting you. Are you in one of the situations? I have been in that situation a couple of times. That can be a bad coworker. A coworker that takes credit for your stuff all the time. All of your successes, they find a way to inch their self in there and make it seem like they did the work. They take credit for your work, or they swoop in at the last minute to kind of get in there and take credit that way, like by doing like the least the most but being the most visible. So those are some examples of bad coworkers, and I'm sure people have more examples, and you can sound off in the comments about what makes a bad coworker. But I started thinking about that and thinking about where I am in my career. As you know, if you watch the other career videos, I have gone through a career pivot at my current organization, and am now in another role, a public affairs role, and kind of like a management role. So now I'm managing things I went from one office to managing things for 5 offices. And it has been interesting, to say the least. One of the big things that's happened a lot, and I said the quote, and we talked about nothing frightens mediocrity more than a powerful black woman, mediocrity more than a powerful black woman not afraid to use her voice authentically. And we can say that with women, but I do find, as a black woman, and we're speaking about my experience here, that is what I've had to deal with in my current role, is that I very much have moved into managing in an area that there are not a lot of people that look like me. So I have been facing some bad coworkers in the area, people that are kind of shocked that I'm there, and they're kind of trying to make things, we're trying to make things a little harder for me, and causing concerns in that way. And so I came up with a list of 4 ways to deal with bad coworkers. Number 1, think about what you want to happen. So in the case that you have someone that is taking credit for your work, if you were to sound off about this, what do you want to happen next? Do you want it where people recognize that it's your work being done? Do you want the person reprimanded? When you're dealing with bad coworkers like this, it's always important, I believe, to think about the what's next. Once you use your voice or you take action in some way, before you get into that, think about what do you want to happen next. And I feel like if you think about that, that'll help you make a bigger plan, or a better plan, in how to deal with that bad coworker. So write it down. You know, I'm a proponent of writing things down. So write it down and think about what's next. What happens next? Number 2, confront them. You know, the older I get, And I guess the more comfortable, I really did have a pivot where I became more comfortable in my voice and speaking after dealing with some bad coworkers a couple of years ago. And it stole my voice. And it's almost like their bad behavior, I didn't think it through and I let them silence me. And so now I am definitely moving in a way where I don't like to be silenced. I'm trying not to have that happen again, where I let someone almost bully me into silence with their behavior. So I'm a proponent of just confronting people on it, and you don't have to go in there, you know, cursing somebody out or snapping and giving them the what's for. There's a nice, nasty, professional way to do that. In the situation I faced earlier this year, I wrote one of those good old emails with some little things hidden up in there, and I copied people on the email. So I was confronting them, but I went in not as one, I went in with 10,000. I had an army with me. But again, that was also thinking about what was next. But I do advocate speaking up for yourself and just confronting that person and letting them know, hey, I don't like how I'm being made to feel after you say these things. I don't like having to pick up your slack all the time because I too have to work. I don't like when you take credit for my work, because at the end of the day, if you do decide, to do one of these other things I say, people are going to always say, well, did you say something to that person? And I think it's good to kind of get it off your chest, because you can check off like, well, I did stand up for myself. I did say something. I did confront them about their behavior. Number 3, build your support community. One thing that really was a game changer for me in the past, I have not felt supported, but this new group that I'm in really is a good support system for me. So when I did think about what I wanted to happen next and I confronted the individuals, I was able to go to my coworkers who are now part of my support system and say, this is happening to me. Can I run this out by you when I confront this person? Can I copy you on the email so that you can be a witness to this behavior? And I like this angle too, so that they can see that you're not in a vacuum. Because a lot of times bad coworkers treat certain people away because they feel like you don't have anybody. There's no one to have your back, and that they can kind of get over on you, or they can get away with something. But when you show them that you have numbers and you have somebody behind you, they'll fall back. And so that's what having that network, building that support community, worked for me. If you follow me on Instagram, I talked about how a couple of weeks ago I went to a Speech Writers of Color event, because that was also around the time when I was like, I really need to build a wide community of people. So I have my coworkers, but now I also have this community of Black speechwriters, people that are living some similar experiences that I am, where when I'm facing microaggressions and things like that, I now have people that I can like throw things to and be like, hey, this is what's happening to me. What do you think about this? And we can either share our experiences and we can trade advice and things like that. But having a support community when you're dealing with bad coworkers is a necessity. You need to feel seen, you need to feel heard. And that support community will help with those things. Finally, find your advocate. Again, this is why community is important. Because your advocate will probably come out of that support community. And your advocate is that one person that if, even after you check the box and you confront the person, the bad coworker, that advocate is going to be another voice that chimes in often. And it's like, you're not going up against this person alone. You're not going in this room alone. They will speak to you, to other people, speak in regards to other people and say, this is happening. I see her going through this and I want to make this known. So you need to find your advocate. All right, I'm going to go through taking a break to deal with bad coworkers, my 4 things, which is number 1, think about what you want to happen. Number 2, confront them. Number 3, build your support community. And number 4, find your advocate. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. I thank you so much for watching and for supporting me, coming along with me on this journey. I definitely appreciate all the comments and the feedbacks that I received from you guys, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Go into the comments and let me know how you have dealt with a bad coworker. I would love to hear it. Again, we're here to share with each other and to grow with each other, and to learn from each other. So until next time, find a little time to take a break. Bye.